Narcissism and relationships. How they impact partners, family, friends, and colleagues. From the editorial staff of understandnarcissism.com. Navigating the emotional turmoil. Understanding, recognizing, and protecting against narcissistic impact in every relationship. The complexities of narcissistic relationships. Relationships are fundamental sources of connection, comfort, and support. However, when someone with narcissistic tendencies or narcissistic personality disorder, NPD, is involved, relationships often become complicated, one-sided, and even damaging. Narcissistic behaviors, such as manipulation, lack of empathy, and a need for control, can profoundly affect romantic partners, family members, friends, and even business colleagues, often leaving others feeling isolated, emotionally drained, or unsure of themselves. In this podcast, we'll explore how narcissism impacts various relationships and discuss strategies for protecting yourself when you're involved with a narcissist in different aspects of life. Narcissism and romantic relationships. Romantic relationships with narcissists often begin with intense passion, attention, and admiration, commonly referred to as love bombing. But this initial charm fades, replaced by behaviors that foster control, dependency, and manipulation. How narcissism affects romantic partners. Emotional exhaustion. Narcissists' constant need for admiration and validation can leave partners feeling emotionally drained. The partner often feels responsible for meeting the narcissist's needs and may neglect their own emotional well-being. Lack of emotional intimacy. Because narcissists struggle with empathy, it's difficult for them to form deep emotional connections. Their partners often feel unfulfilled, as the relationship lacks genuine emotional intimacy. Cycle of idealization and devaluation. Narcissists tend to cycle between idealizing and devaluing their partners. Initially, they may shower their partner with praise, only to later criticize, manipulate, or withdraw affection. This unpredictable behavior keeps the partner on edge, fostering a dependency on the narcissist's approval. Gaslighting and confusion. Narcissists often use gaslighting to make their partner doubt their perceptions or reality. Gaslighting is a form of psychological manipulation in which a person seeks to sow seeds of doubt in a targeted individual, making them question their own memory, perception, or sanity. This tactic can leave partners feeling confused, insecure, and overly reliant on the narcissist's view of the world. Loss of self-identity. Over time, the partner may feel they've lost their identity. Constantly bending to the narcissist's preferences or demands can make it challenging to remember personal interests, goals, or values outside the relationship. Narcissism and family dynamics. Narcissism in family relationships can have profound effects, mainly involving a parent, sibling, or close relative. Narcissistic parents, for instance, often shape the emotional landscape of their children. In contrast, narcissistic siblings may create a competitive or manipulative dynamic within the family. How narcissism affects family members. Parental narcissism. Narcissistic parents often impose their own needs and desires on their children, treating them as extensions of themselves. This can lead to intense pressure to meet unrealistic expectations or to act as the parent's emotional caretaker. Siblings and competition. A narcissistic sibling may create a sense of rivalry, constantly competing for attention and validation. They might exploit family dynamics to place themselves in a favorable light, leaving other siblings feeling undervalued or overlooked. Emotional manipulation and guilt. Narcissistic family members may use guilt tripping, playing the victim, or other forms of manipulation to control relatives. This dynamic often results in family members feeling responsible for the narcissist's happiness, even at their own expense. Enmeshment and lack of boundaries. Narcissistic family members often disregard personal boundaries, imposing themselves on others' lives or decisions. This lack of boundaries can create enmeshment, where individuals lose their sense of independence within the family. Emotional neglect. Narcissistic family members, particularly parents, may neglect the emotional needs of others, focusing on their own desires. This can lead to feelings of neglect, inadequacy, or low self-worth in those around them, especially in children who grow up in this environment. Protecting yourself in family relationships. Setting firm boundaries, limiting contact, and seeking outside support from friends, counselors, or support groups can help family members cope with a narcissistic relative. If possible, detaching emotionally from the narcissist's demands can also help preserve your mental health. Narcissism and friendships. Friendships with narcissists often begin on a high note, with the narcissist showing enthusiasm, charm, and a strong interest in the relationship. However, as the friendship progresses, narcissistic behaviors may emerge, turning the friendship into a one-sided dynamic, where the narcissist seeks admiration, validation, and constant support. How narcissism affects friends. One-sided relationships. Narcissistic friends may focus conversations on themselves, rarely showing interest in others' lives. They seek validation and admiration, but often don't reciprocate, leaving friends feeling used or undervalued. Jealousy and undermining. Narcissistic friends may become jealous of others' success, happiness, or accomplishments. They might subtly undermine their friends' confidence through criticism, backhanded compliments, or downplaying their achievements. Emotional drain and exhaustion. Narcissistic friends often lean on others for support, while offering little in return. They may frequently need validation, attention, or emotional caretaking, leaving friends emotionally drained. Competitive behavior. Narcissistic friends may constantly compare themselves to others, seeking to outdo or belittle their accomplishments. This competitiveness can make the friendship feel more like a rivalry, leading to discomfort or insecurity. Frequent discarding. Narcissists tend to cycle through friends, discarding them when they no longer serve a purpose. Once a friend stops providing admiration or support, the narcissist may withdraw or cut off the friendship with little explanation. Protecting yourself in friendships. Be aware of one-sided dynamics and set boundaries as needed. If the friendship becomes draining or toxic, consider limiting contact or moving on from the relationship. A healthy friendship should be balanced and mutually supportive. Narcissism and business relationships. Narcissism doesn't only affect personal relationships, it can also impact professional environments. Working with a narcissistic colleague, boss, or business partner can be challenging, as they often use manipulation and control tactics to dominate the workplace. How narcissism affects business relationships. Credit hoarding and blame shifting. Narcissistic colleagues or bosses often take credit for others' work, while blaming others for their mistakes. This behavior can create a toxic atmosphere and diminish team morale. Micromanagement and control. Narcissistic bosses or co-workers may feel a need to control every detail, limiting others' autonomy and stifling creativity. Their desire for control can make the work environment stressful and restrictive. Undermining and sabotaging. Narcissistic colleagues may sabotage others' work or reputation to elevate themselves. They might spread rumors, question your competence, or subtly undermine your projects to make themselves look better. Demand for admiration and praise. Narcissistic professionals often require constant praise and recognition, even for minor achievements. They may expect colleagues to celebrate their successes while disregarding the accomplishments of others. Creating a toxic work environment. Narcissists in the workplace can foster a toxic environment where favoritism, manipulation, and competition are the norm. This can lead to high stress levels, insecurity, and job dissatisfaction. Protecting yourself in business relationships. Clear boundaries, documenting interactions, and maintaining professionalism are essential in a work setting. If possible, seek support from HR or trusted colleagues and consider whether staying in the environment is in your best interest. The broader impact of narcissistic relationships. Narcissistic relationships, whether personal or professional, can have lasting effects on emotional health. Here's a quick summary of the broader impacts. Emotional exhaustion, constantly catering to the narcissist's needs, can lead to burnout and emotional fatigue. Loss of self-esteem. Narcissists' manipulative behaviors can erode the self-worth of those around them, leaving them doubting their own value. Isolation. Narcissistic relationships often isolate people from other supportive connections, making it harder to seek help or find outside perspectives. Difficulty trusting others. Experiencing manipulation, gaslighting, and betrayal in narcissistic relationships can make it challenging to trust others and build healthy connections. Protecting yourself from the effects of narcissistic relationships. Whether in a romantic, familial, platonic, or professional relationship, narcissism can significantly impact the well-being of those involved. Understanding how narcissistic behaviors affect relationships can empower you to protect yourself, set boundaries, and seek support when needed. If you're struggling in a relationship with a narcissist, consider reaching out to trusted friends, family, or mental health professionals who can provide guidance and validation. Taking steps to protect your mental health can help you maintain a sense of autonomy and self-worth, even in challenging relationships. The information provided in this article is for informational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional advice. We are not licensed clinicians, mental health professionals, lawyers, or legal advisors. For any concerns regarding mental health or personal situations, please seek advice from a qualified professional. For more details, please read our full disclaimer.